Hey guys, welcome back to another Sin Electric Bikes product review. Today we're looking at the very exciting new bike from Smart Motion. We've got Rob here from Ride Electric and Smart Motion.
How do you do?
Tell us a little bit about this bike, what it's called, why we think it's special.
Thanks, Jake. Yeah, we're really excited to launch this bike. It's going to be available shortly. It's called the Smart Motion Escapade. This bike was won the Innovation Award at the recent Shanghai Bike Show for some really special design innovation to create a dual suspension bike with a full step-through frame. So we'll cover some of those design features in a minute, but yeah, we're really pleased with this bike. And
absolutely. So from the point of view for us, what's unique about it is exactly what you said. It's a step-through dual suspension bike. That's right. You heard that correctly. Like, they don't really exist currently. Smart Motion is certainly one of the first brands to produce a step-through mountain bike, so a bike designed to be taken off-road. Now, of course, we wouldn't say it's designed for big jumps and really aggressive downhill mountain biking, but certainly for your cross-country, fire trails, and adventure kind of stuff, a step-through frame is great, because for a lot of women or people who, men who would prefer an easy bike to get on and off and an upright ride position, a step-through is a better design, but mountain bikes have typically always been step over. Yes, for aggressive, hard mountain biking, which is what I love to do, that's the best frame design, a bit like a road bike is designed for a purpose. But in all reality, a step-through bike allows a lot of other people to take a bike off-road that they may not have been able to do without that design. Now, most of those have been hardtails, so suspension on the front.
Yep.
This is the first one that's using dual suspension, which obviously leads to a much more relaxed kind of ride and allows you to ride things that are more aggressive. Again, nothing like crazy downhill, but certainly cross-country trails where you've got features and you've got rocks and roots and stuff, you're going to be able to ride that in a way that you couldn't do on a hardtail by having the dual suspension. So it's pretty exciting because it means we can offer something to a type of customer who they couldn't actually get before. We'll go through some of the more specifics, so come on in and we'll go through some of the specifics on the bike. So firstly, some bikes have a dropper, some don't. This one does have a dropper seat, and for those that know, it's really good for magic tricks. You can show kids how it's magic. They can do that all day. They'll love that. Basically allows you to get the seat down low when you are doing steep descents, and then also allow you to have it up at the right seat height. So that's something that is really important on a mountain bike, which is wonderful. You've got the battery design in the frame, which leads to a nice look, also good weight distribution. The rear rack battery design is getting out of favour, and also that wouldn't be the best for weight distribution. It's, I don't know what size, is it 36 or 48?
36 and 15.6 amp hour.
All right, so 15.6, so that's going to give you a good day of 40 to 80 Ks of riding. It's not a super light bike. Obviously, there are bikes that are lighter these days by putting a smaller battery, smaller motor. The weight of this, I'm guessing, is probably around 28, 30, something like that.
28,
yeah, it ain't going to feel heavy when you're riding up a steep hill and you're going to be laughing all the way, but you would not want to run out of power on this bike or any e-bike generally. So battery in the frame, you've got, I think 100mm travel on the front.
Yep.
Suntour fork, nice through axle design. It's certainly not a high-end fork. Of course, if it was a high-end fork, this bike would be another $1,000 to $2,000 more. So it's a compromise between affordability and features. And obviously the kind of rider this is for, they're going to be very happy with that. Whereas if you look at other bikes that either have no suspension or a very small amount of suspension, that's going to limit how you can ride and where you ride. It does have adjustable lockout, and it's got air. So it's an air shock, which gives you the ability to customize the bike, which is quite important if, depending on the type of terrain, weight of the rider, etc. The rear suspension, which you can see in here, hidden away here behind the frame. So it's a nice design here. I think 130mm, did you say? In the
That's
rear?
right, yeah.
So, yeah.
This is part of the special design, that this is actually a casting that's been able to house the shock and have that connected to the whole hydroformed frame.
Yeah. It's great.
And allow the dropper post to function within that casing as well.
So that's one of the things, frame design, looking aesthetic. There are many different types of suspension design on the market. There's about 4 different key types. But I rode this this morning, and it feels really, really good. It's really comfortable. It wouldn't be the kind of bike I would ride for the riding I do, but I certainly know my partner would probably love a bike like this. And the motor's very smooth. It's got a torque sensor. It comes on and off in a really nice, subtle way, similar to what you'd experience from Bosch and Shimano. Hydraulic brakes. Look, the brakes are standard Shimano brakes. probably more 2 finger brakes than one, which is a bit of a compromise, I think. They're hydraulic and they're great, but I think on most mountain bikes, ideally you'd have what you call a 1 finger brake, where you can do all your braking with 1 finger, because if you are doing fast, aggressive kind of mountain biking, you want to have as much of your hand on the grip as you can. So that's my only downside at the moment. The dropper seat's great. Come over here, we've got a water bottle holder that comes with a frame. You could obviously take that off if you want to have more of a step through. Now we've got our display here. I've never seen this display. This is very funky. Come over here and I'll show you this. So it comes on with the Smart Motion logo. Very nice clear display. Really good design, because if you do come off and crash, unlikely it's going to break. Even Bosch systems still often have quite bulky stuff on the handlebars, which is you know, prone to break. Very nice built into display. You've got your power modes up and down, so it tells you the descriptions here. You've got Eco, Normal, Sport, and Boost, very similar to Bosch, I think.
That's correct.
Speedo, trip distance, information, blah, blah, blah. Information, there'll be a lot of information to go through here for those people that want to geek out on it. Now you've also got lights, very simple, one button. There's no weird settings you've got to go into there. Nice bright boost shell light, front and back, so you can see that, very nice. It doesn't have the classic Smart Motion urban lights down the rear rack, but hey, that's fine. It is designed for off-road. Now you've also got Shimano Dior group set, so a decent quality group set and chain and a cassette here. A good rack, very solid rack. You could really imagine carrying 25 kilo load limit. Not like 12 or something, which is some of the more basic racks.
That obviously moves with the suspension.
Yeah, and so based on the frame design, as your bike suspension kicks in, the frame can accommodate that. Think something like bike packing, adventures, rail trail rides, where you might want to put a lot of stuff on 2 pannier bags. This is a really solid rack, really well designed. No chance of getting stuff. Some racks come just like this without this extra bar, which is a bit of a nightmare because you end up with stuff quite near the spokes. That's not going to happen on this system.
And a standard feature with Smart Motion, just to mention the deep dish rims. These are the Lecky MT 35s, double walled, really strong.
They've got to be, because if you're going to take them off-road, you don't want spokes breaking and wheels buckling and stuff.
Correct,
cool.
yes.
So we'll do some riding and we'll do a review of it out on the trail as well. But this is the first one we've seen. Very exciting. Well done. Thank Anthony and Ian. Anthony designed this, I imagine, in New Zealand, Kiwi brand. And Ian, our wonderful distributor based in the Gold Coast. So well done. This is very exciting. The Smart Motion
Escapade.